Thanks for joining us again. This is Barry Kazire. Get ready for some real live marketing. Are you a small business owner that is confused over your accounting records? Accounting by Art can help you eliminate this confusion with a free initial one-to-one consultation. Art offers QuickBooks training seminars covering both QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online, as well as addressing your specific needs and questions. Visit accountingbyart.com and set up your free consultation today. If you're looking for high quality ink for your home or office at a great price, CR Office Technologies Inc. has the ink you need at the price you want. Visit crofficetech.com. That's crofficetech.com to get the price, the quality, and the service you've been looking for. Hey, so welcome back to Real Live Marketing. This week I've got on the show a great guy. His name is Cbabi. Cbabi is an artist, to say the least. Sweet Arts is a family-owned bake shop, cafe, art studio, owned and operated by Rain, Cbabi's wife. She's the sweet part, and Cbabi, who is the art part. Although if you take a look at Rain's food, it is a work of art as well. Their shop is located here in St. Louis, and it is adorned by Cbabi's incredibly inspirational art. Not only is his art inspirational and fantastic to have on your walls, but Cbabi is also an activist. I highly recommend checking out what he has to say in his fantastic pictures. You can check them out online, but if you're in St. Louis, be sure to go to the Shaw District and find their cafe. You might even catch Cbabi there painting art during the normal course of any day. I heard about Cbabi from a friend of mine who referred me to his Facebook page for his art and campaign called 365 Days for Dad. Cbabi has commissioned several pieces of art for me, and he is one of my favorites to follow on social media. We're going to talk to him today about his utilization of social media, Facebook, and others to grow his career and bolster his bake shop. As you check out not only his Facebook feed, but the feed for the cafe, you'll see that his wife is quite social media savvy as well. Right after the episode, I'm going to give you a few of my basic beginning tools that you can use to speed up and simplify and improve your own social media activities and promotions. So without any further delay, join me for my interview with Cbabi on social media. Here's some real live marketing. And before we get into the show, here's a couple of our friends who make this show possible. Feeling lost with accounting, bookkeeping, or payroll for your small business? Accounting by Art offers a free one-on-one consultation for the state of your business. Art Stump has years of experience helping small business owners with their accounting needs. He also offers QuickBooks training seminars covering both QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online, as well as addressing your specific needs and questions. Seminar participants also get a free 1-hour office visit after the class to be sure their QuickBook issues are solved to their satisfaction. Mention this ad at your consultation and get 10% off initial services when you sign up and pay for your first month. Visit accountingbyart.com today and get started. Tired of high prices and low service when purchasing ink for your home or office printer? CR Office Technologies offers their hassle-free guarantee. If it's not right, we'll make it right. They know that customer service is number one. At CR Office Technologies, you get great service on top of great products at prices that you can't beat. They have laser and fax toner cartridges, inkjet cartridges, and paper, laser fuses and drum kits, copier toners, and more. Visit crofficetech.com. That's crofficetech.com to get the price, quality, and service that you've been looking for. So here we are, Real Live Marketing, and we've got our good friend here, Cbabi. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Hey, just so we tell everybody real quick, what does Cbabi stand for?
Creative Black Artists Battling Ignorance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And your last name is?
Bayoc.
And
Blessed African Youth of Creativity.
Awesome. And you and your wife own a beautiful vegan bakery?
No, it's a bake shop that offers vegan and vegetarian lunch and some baked goods.
Yeah, I just think about cupcakes every time I go in.
Everything's mostly traditional.
Okay, good.
But then we offer it for the alternative communities.
Good. So so I have some good friends that love to go there, and because of their diet and stuff, and it's awesome food.
Right.
Awesome food. Great burgers.
Absolutely.
Vegetarian burgers.
Yeah, she's always changing up, adding stuff because she just that's her excitement is the actual food. So.
Good. We originally heard about and you're in the Shaw District. Just over there in the Shaw District, people can track you down there on 39th Street. Okay, good. And people should definitely go check it out for an awesome cupcake lunch, and then to check out the art. Now, we originally heard about, my wife and I originally heard about you and your wife years ago when you first opened the bakery. Mm-hmm. You did a lot of good public relations, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we heard about you and you as an artist, and then years later, or actually about a year or so later, I saw your art for the first time. Oh, right. And it's amazing stuff.
Oh, thank you.
And so people can find your art online at
Cbabibayoc.com.
Good. Good. We should spell it for. Well, we'll just put it in the show notes for them. Yeah. So, we'll put it in the show notes so they can go check it out. And so you've got the bakery with you and your wife, and that's your wife's art. Is those baked goods?
Absolutely.
It's beautiful stuff. It's really amazing. It tastes amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she does a fantastic job. And the bakery and the art together. I mean, it's just a fantastic place to go sit and hang out too.
That's the plan.
Yeah, and you sit there. You actually do a lot of your painting right there.
I paint in the hallway. I do. Yeah. So I'm between there, the house, and the studio, whichever works out for the day. Yeah.
That's awesome. And you paint voraciously. You paint a lot of stuff.
I do. It's insane, man. Insane. I paint all the time.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. So if you people can follow you on Facebook, and they get a chance to see all of your art. Yeah. As it's being produced. Yep. So you do commission pieces, and you've got various.
It's constantly a battle between commission pieces and paint my own stuff. Yeah.
Great.
I'm very, very selfish at times and I only want to paint my own thing, but I realize, it's also a blessing to do stuff for people because they could easily ask somebody else. So.
Yeah, you did beautiful stuff for Lincoln that I saw. Yeah. Of Lincoln.
Yeah, and the slave piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I wouldn't have done it if she didn't ask me. So.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah, and then you've done stuff for the Children's Hospital here in St. Louis.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so it's awesome stuff. I saw some of that online.
Hairstow's Childhood Center. Yeah, I got cool stuff around, man.
Yeah, and you do some abstract as well as caricatures. You do a lot of variety of things.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I just paint, man. I love painting. Yeah,
it's great. In fact, one of the pieces. This is not a commission piece, but like one of your early pieces, Rainbow Children, was purchased by
Prince.
Yeah, and put on his album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your art's all over the place.
Yeah, literally because of that one. Yeah, because he put my website on there. That was part of the deal. And
really?
So every now and then, somebody from France or Japan, or they'll just email interested in the cover. Though I don't have any copies, but just the very fact that they email me because they're Prince fans, that's huge.
That's awesome. Did somebody contact you not that long ago to repaint that piece?
I did a version of it. Yeah,
a version of it.
Yeah,
great.
And he was really picky.
Was he?
I was like, come on, man. You're getting as close as possible. So, yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. So then, you part of the deal then with Prince was to put your website address onto the album.
In the album cover, yeah.
In the album cover. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. So then, and then So you've been using the internet for like, when was that?
That was in 91.
That was in 91.
Yeah.
So that's pretty progressive for 1991 to actually think.
Ago, man.
Yeah, to actually think of putting your website address to make that part of the deal.
Yeah.
That actually, like, that was huge. That was an incredibly intelligent move, because that's like the beginning of the World Wide Web.
It really was.
1991.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that's when it all started. That's when I really, and so you got to take advantage of a couple decades of traffic off that promotion of that, that web.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
It's been a couple decades.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, that's great. So we're here to talk about, like, the first place I saw your stuff was on social media.
Oh, no. Not 91. Now I'm thinking, because my daughter was born a year before that, and she's not 20. No. So it was 91. It was 2001.
2001.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay. I was like, 20 years.
20 years. That's long. I mean, because I remember we built our first website back in right around 90. Well, in the 90s.
Yeah, I built my first one in 90. Well, I didn't build one. I got one in 97.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It was pretty close to the beginning still.
Yeah.
That's good. So you've taken advantage of that for a long time.
Absolutely.
That's great. And so we were still trying to remind people, even in 2001, that they should put their website on their business card. It's a good idea. You should include it on your promotional pieces.
Yeah, I think some people still don't. Yeah.
Some people don't, but but yeah, it took a while for that to catch on, and and so now just over the last few years, since 2008, the use of social media has boomed tremendously. And that's the first place I ever saw your art.
Right.
And so you've got a lot of followers on Facebook.
Yeah, man.
Good.
And
Good. And you use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the whole deal.
Whole deal.
Great. What would you say? How do you go about remind yourself or to think to actually integrate social media into what you do on a daily basis?
Oh, I hold back.
Yeah.
Hey, I have to stop myself from using it. Yeah, I think about it all day. As soon as I sketch or draw something, I want to share, and I have to make myself, like, some things you have to save and slow down. So I'm always on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't even think about my website. It's crazy. I know it's there, but yeah, and it seems like a lot of people, their website now is Facebook and Instagram, depending on what you do.
Yeah,
because people got their phone number on there, and they see all the images of you. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's I mean, I went and checked out your Facebook to find more, or your website to find more, and to find the full selection of all the pictures. In a contained area. That's the one use of it. Yeah, because that was beautiful. But I first found you on social media, and then I found your website, and I think that's a lot of how people are doing it these days. But you basically you are pretty much consumed mentally with the need to post this stuff throughout the course of the day, huh?
Yeah, I'm a sharer, man. Yeah.
No,
because I don't see myself in St. Louis specifically as an artist. I think of myself worldly. So, if I draw or sketch something, how somebody in Italy going to see it unless I put it online? So why wait?
Yeah, and I think
you never know.
Yeah, you don't.
Sometimes I sell stuff that quick, and as soon as I put it up, somebody hits me like, "Hey, I want that," and then boom, it's gone.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you posted the right order of magnitude actually for most businesses. Like a lot of businesses, here's kind of like what we recommend for something like Facebook or Instagram. We recommend like 3 times a day minimally, like about 3 times a day for Facebook, about 6 to 9 times for Twitter.
Wow.
And
see, I don't do that. I need to get better at tweeting.
You could get away with it.
Oh, I could easily.
Yeah, and then about 3 to 5 times, spaced out on Instagram for you would be fine, given your medium, right? That's so visual, right? But that's like the right order of magnitude for a business.
Okay.
So you think you're doing it like too much? You're doing it correctly.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah, and that's why I asked you to come, because you're doing enough. And part of the idea is like, if you want to get attention, right, then you got to put out a lot of communication. Yeah, that's part of the gig with social media. And you put out the right quantity of communication, I guess, because you love what you're doing.
Yeah, and I just really got hip to the whole hashtag thing. It used to drive me crazy, but now I'm all over that too. So
I saw that.
As this new sketch, new series, I'm seeing all these people out there throwing a hashtag on these hashtag pages. So many people find you there, and like next thing you know.
That's right.
I went from 2,700 to 3,100 on Instagram in days.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just from hashtagging, man, I'm sure.
Wow.
And since I sketch from photos of people on Instagram, I throw their, Facebook, their Instagram name in there and hashtag, and go to Facebook and find the popular hashtags and throw them all over my images. And next thing you know, the actual person actually contacts me. Somebody who has 30,000 followers, they like see my thing and like, you just never know, man. That's how the world works. You got to hit that right chord and boom.
That's right. Well, social media, that's awesome. I mean, social media we think of as a public relations tool.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how you're using it. Public relations, the whole idea behind public relations is to make yourself well known and well thought of, right? And you got to find you're using these different media channels, social media, and I guess you figured out how the hashtags work. That's great. Most people don't even understand, what is a hashtag. Can you explain it to them?
Can I? I don't know. A hashtag.
Just give it a shot. Between two of us, we'll figure it out.
So right now I'm doing a series on little kids called Young Corners of America. And I realize I'm doing a lot of natural hairs. I'm using a lot of images from the natural hair community, and I just realized the natural hair community is huge. So I'll draw an image and then I'll find a hashtag. Let's say natural hair, and I'll put that on. It has to be attached to the original image I'm learning. You can't like follow somebody and then hit hashtag. It doesn't work like that. But so I put that hashtag on my photo, and then it goes immediately to the page that a lot of other people share. So as they go to see images that they posted with the hashtag, now you're in this kind of like in this little community together, outside of your own page. So,
yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. That's exactly how it's used. It's used for, for those of you that don't know what a hashtag is and went to sleep, it's basically a little pound symbol, right? Put together a bunch of characters, letters or numbers with no spaces. So it's the pound symbol plus letters and numbers with no spaces. And nobody owns a hashtag, and anybody can create a hashtag.
Second.
And, so anybody can create a hashtag for, hashtag St. Louis or STL Blues, hashtag Sweet Arts, you could do hashtag whatever you want to do, particular popular artists, locations, specific events, and then it's used as like an indexing tool, just exactly like Cbabi said, and people will tag their images and their comments and such with these hashtags so that other people with similar interests can click on that hashtag wherever they might find it, and all of the posts with that particular hashtag will come up. And so natural hair, that's a beautiful example. So you've got these beautiful, you could check out it, go to his Facebook page and follow him right now, or to Instagram and follow him right now.
And then you'll see who I follow by clicking the hashtag.
There you go. You'll see, and you can see the exact example of this. And so the one that you're using, the series that you're doing right now is called
Young Cornrows.
Okay, good.
It's of America, but I just use the hashtag Young Cornrows.
Good.
And if I'm right, so Instagram and Facebook, it's more of a visual thing, the hashtag, but it seems Twitter is more for like actually having a conversation.
That's right.
So you can make a statement and put it out. Well, that's what Twitter is. It's words. Though there are images on there, but
yeah,
you definitely a way to hurry and spit some words out. So.
That's right. The hashtag originated on Twitter, but now it's migrated over into Instagram, and it's migrated over into my Instagram and to Facebook. And it's kind of interesting. It's a great way for you to. So just by using that one hashtag, one of those hashtags, he popped his followers up by over 1,000. Over 1,000 additional followers. Is that right?
400 or 500.
400 or 500.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Crazy, yeah.
Just by using the right hashtag. Now, one thing you should know out there is that you want to be relevant with your hashtags.
Yeah, because some people, they just do some ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have a picture of a dog and they'll put ice cream sandwich.
Hashtag
and then
ice cream
all
sandwich.
these ice cream sandwiches, and then there's one poodle. So
right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some people just get a little ridiculous with it. So.
Now, if you have the dog eating an ice cream sandwich, then you get away with
Exactly.
it. Right?
There you go.
But otherwise, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Right.
Right. So that's So it's your hashtag has to be relevant, or in the world of social media, that would be called spam. So
look at that.
you know, you're kind of spamming, in the world of social media, and Twitter will actually it will shut you down if you abuse that too much. So it's a good tip for you marketers that might think there's a quick way that you got to be relevant.
Exactly.
You're kind of, you don't sit. It's sort of like having it is like having a conversation. You're not sitting there having a conversation about, art, and then all of a sudden say, whatever.
Those Rams, yeah.
Yeah, the Rams. Throw the Rams in. Right? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So you have to be you have to make sense. You have to follow some sort of logical line of reasoning. But if you're creative, you can figure out a way to get your stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
And then the hair thing is fantastic. It's a great way for.
Oh yeah, you got all these gorgeous photos, all these women and kids, and then you'll have a picture of my sketchbook, but on that sketch is a little girl with big hair, so it fits right on there. But it's different enough to where it's like it stands out like a sore thumb because you got all these colored photos, and then you got this big white square with the black lines on it, and his big finger with a ring on it. And they're like, "What is that?" So
it's great. And their photos probably inspire you in return.
Oh yeah, my wife says, she's like, "What are you doing?" Like I'm looking at them all day, all night. Like my brain is on fire. Like I can't paint as many as I'm seeing I want to paint.
Right.
Like I'm just inspired beyond the guild. So
with hair.
Yeah, and everybody comes up to me and says, "Man, you paint like a monster." I was like, "I'm not painting enough. I could paint more. If sleep didn't need to happen, man." Yeah, it's a good time for me.
That's awesome. And that's probably key. Really, it's like a person needs to love what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the next thing to think of is like, we're about marketing is about like packaging your product and getting it out there to people and presenting it and then eventually selling the thing, right?
Right.
And the first thing that you have to get is attention. If you don't have anybody's attention, you can't talk to them. They don't find out about you. And you can't sell anything. Right. And then you have to get their attention again and again and again to finally get them really interested in you, where they become compulsively interested.
That's right.
Right. Which, is easier for some than others. Right. But they do, people, if they keep getting hit with your communication, you could either wear them down and then, or something. Right.
Yeah.
It's repetitions, like with your kids. Kids are the greatest salespeople on earth. They're like, can I have
death?
Exactly?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. But if you're a business owner, you really need to love what you're doing, and then you have to think with the fact that you need to share it, and you need to like get other people's attention, and you have to share it at the right order of magnitude in creative and interesting ways. And that's what social media is all about, I think.
Yeah.
How do you feel like it's helped your business?
Art wise, no, I think it's been huge. My 365 days of project, that was completely all done through Facebook, and then Instagram once I got hip to Instagram. But yeah, that was the main tool that really pushed the project. So, because that people contacted me from all over the country and around the world to get that image painted, all because other people were sharing it with them. So it was everything.
That's awesome.
It really was. Yeah, it was everything.
Facebook was everything.
Yeah, it was the tool that I used. It was it.
And it basically helped you explode things.
Yeah.
To a whole new level.
Yep.
That's great. And you had a creative project that went on for, you painted 365 paintings
for 2 years,
of fatherhood.
Yeah.
Right. The whole idea was to really push and help promote and the importance of fatherhood and fathers being there, which was a great project all by itself, right?
Right.
And then you committed to 365 images, and over the course of about 2 years,
767 days.
767 days, you finished these not tiny paintings, but full size paintings.
Yeah, that was an idiot move. Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. You took it on. They were nice. They're nice.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. It was great.
They're business cards all over the world. Yeah.
Really?
So that's how I look at it, because people walk in and like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
If it was small, they might not see it, but since you get this nice piece on the wall, wherever it's put up, other people are going to see it and just never know.
That's great. And over a short time using social media, you promoted this project, and then you actually sold the images really inexpensively for people.
I did.
As a part of the idea, meaning that people should own original art in their home, which I thought was fantastic as well. And you just used social media to completely sell 365 paintings. Boom.
Boom.
You know, you had yourself some work for the next
Oh man, it was nuts.
couple of years.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's great.
Yep.
That's great. And then so Facebook's where it all really started for you, social media wise. Then.
Yep.
Yeah, and you've tied it into your restaurant. You've helped the restaurant grow as well.
Yeah. So now my wife is, she's the Instagram master with taking shots of the food, and so she does that in Facebook. So that she takes care of it. She's the one people always think I'm doing it. I'm like, no, I'm not Sweetheart. You know, I'm Cbabi. Sweetheart is Rain.
Right.
She pushes, all the images is coming from her phone. So
that's great. Yeah. I've seen you share her images. She's got, which I think is this is an interesting use of Facebook and Instagram that anybody could do. You know, I've even become a better photographer because we all carry around this camera with us.
That's right.
And the way to
and you see other people's photos, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I need to step it up.
Yeah, right.
Because before people shot just horrible pictures, just put them on, man. But now people are getting serious. So
yeah. And people are getting good with their cameras.
Real good.
You're actually getting good with all this practice because practice is how you become good at something.
That's right.
So, and I mean, I'm sure that's true for you as a painter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I just learned how to put my phone down and use the timer, and then pretend I'm painting.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I should have known, but it just took watching a friend doing it. Like, why does he always look like he's Mwanzi? The builder, he's always got this shot of him with the saw, but he's just sitting his iPhone down in a nice angle and trying to make himself look all muscular and cutting his wood. And I was like, how's he doing it? So yeah.
So he taught you how to use.
No, I just looked on my phone and looked at the camera, and I just happened to click on setting, and there was a timer, and I was like, oh, look at that.
That's awesome. That's great.
Because people like to see me actually painting too. So
sure. So you figure out how to do a sort of a self-portrait of sorts,
exactly,
but with the timer, so you could set it away from you a bit.
Right, stage it a little bit.
That's great. That's perfect. Well, I love the way your wife is using social media as well, because she's got these beautiful baked goods that she's created, and you should go check out Sweethearts on Facebook. But and you'll see what she's doing here, and you can think about how you could do this for your business out there. But she's got these beautiful baked goods that she's created, and she's found some wonderful quotes, by humanitarians and world leaders, and she's put these she nicely calligraphied quotes right there on the baked goods, and she's taking the picture, and it's just a great. It's those pictures with famous quotes are just all over the internet.
They really are, yeah.
Yeah, and like crazy. Now we've got your own stuff with your baked goods in there, and so now you've taken that and added your own. She's taken it and added her own flavor, so to speak, of creativity to it, and it's actually beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
She's done a great job.
Yeah.
And so that's great. So, well, good. So you guys started on Facebook and you moved over in Instagram, and you use Instagram. How do you use Instagram?
I use Instagram. Yeah, just post images of my paintings and sketches.
Good.
Yeah, and then I just use the link to Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, it's a pretty fantastic tool, isn't it?
It helps you do everything from one.
Yeah, it helps you share directly to Facebook and Twitter, just boom, all at once.
One time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you said that, so you get a lot of likes on Instagram. People are liking your images.
I get a lot of likes and a lot of people following.
Yeah.
Which, hey, that's, everybody don't want to talk to you, but they want to know, like, watch you from a distance, which is great. But then on Facebook, people actually, hey, Cbabi, and they'll write paragraphs, man, just conversate and share their opinions and share their interests. And so I definitely communicate more on Facebook.
That's great.
Verbally with folks.
And you probably found Facebook followers using Instagram, like people from Instagram.
A lot of people still aren't.
No?
But
some people have found their way across.
Yeah, it's weird. It seems like a lot of people over 30 and 40 are like totally unattached to Instagram, unless they're a visual person like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because my wife used to say that, Facebook's kind of depressing compared to Instagram because there's so much verbal stuff. People are posting, when they're sad, and on Instagram, it might be a picture of them sad, but
right.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of why I try to teach people at my social media talks too, is that the definition of public relations, like social media is public relations. It's making your good works well known and well thought of. And so, so I talk about this in my talks. I have a guy that posted one day. He's like, out on the job market again. Post. Right.
Right.
And so
that's inspiring.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That's the guy I want to hire.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Now, so when you think of the definition of public relations, making yourself well known and well thought of, you don't necessarily want to put that type of thing, So I say, how can we put a positive spin on this? Hey, I'm excited. I'm looking for my next opportunity.
Exactly.
Here are my skills, and wow, excited for my next chapter of my life.
That's right.
I'm ready to go.
Same deal, just different attitude. That's right.
Yeah, just a twist on it. So I agree with your wife. But maybe we should. Hopefully, we'll teach some business people. Social media is for public relations, folks. That means good works, well known and well thought of. So unless you're promoting directly to a bunch of whiners, don't whine, right? Unless that's your
direct
audience.
comments only, yeah.
Right.
But then be careful because they'll share it, and then you'll be,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's another thing. It's on there forever. Good. So then you don't use Twitter quite a lot.
I tried. It's just, I don't know. It's weird.
It's hard to tweet that often. Isn't
it? I think in those statements, but you're like, you gotta be consciously thinking about, what to comment to or what to make a statement on. And it's just too much.
Yeah. Well, what I found was interesting is Twitter is really good for news, like up to the minute news, like sporting events,
or if you drive by and see something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what's happening, and then hashtag and attach it to what everything else happens. So you've got all these people's different views on some particular piece of news.
Right.
And that's how I've used it a lot. And then you can get in there and you can be, you can join in those conversations.
Right.
But
that's true.
It takes. Here's a tip. I'll give you a tip on how you can use Twitter. That you can get more into Twitter if you want. Is there's a tool out there called Hootsuite. You ever heard of it?
No.
It's basically it's a tool where you can post things in advance. So you actually schedule posts. So it's a great way to use Twitter.
I like that.
That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, I highly recommend it for Twitter, right? And you can actually schedule posts out a week, 2 weeks, a month in advance, right? So you can sit there and you could take
Hootsuite.
Yeah, Hootsuite. HOO. People always ask how it's spelled.
SUITE.
Yep, you got it. And so you could. It's really easy to use, and you could actually take each of your 365 paintings, and you could actually post those out over the course of, like you post a couple a day. Say, hey, I want everybody who hasn't seen it to see all these paintings I did. How's that? Huh?
Yeah, it could lead up to the documentary. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
So you could have a couple a day, you could say post the same one a couple times a day, even, because Twitter. It's like there's so much traffic on Twitter. Here's the thing: there's just so much communication.
Yeah, you gotta jump in line.
You gotta post like 6 to 9 times a day
to catch people when they're paying attention.
Yeah, and you gotta post about on Facebook and Instagram. People should post, usually about 3 hours apart, a few hours apart, and put a little distance between your posts. But on Twitter, about an hour apart is the way to go.
Something every hour.
You could post something every hour during waking hours.
Yeah, you're right, because there is so much.
Yeah, it's just so much
Some
traffic.
people tweet all day. I mean, like, constantly. Man.
Yeah, they're tweeting all day.
Yeah, especially news folks. I mean, every 15 minutes, if not more, they're like throwing a liner up, one-liner, two-liner.
Yeah, they're totally absorbed in it, just like you are with like Instagram.
Yeah, their words miss. Yeah, I get it.
It's interesting. You could post as often as you want to post. You could post that often on Twitter. You can get away with it.
That's true.
And then you could have some posts scheduled.
I do like words. That might be my outlet for that.
There you go.
Playing on imagery and words. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could have a couple posts that are programmed out that are already scheduled,
so I don't have to think about it.
Right. And so you got like stuff happen from you multiple times per day. Some that you're interjecting every day, some that are pre-scheduled, and so that would be a way for you to use Twitter.
I like that.
Yeah. So good. So so that's a great tool for what you're doing, and it's you do a lot of social commentary as well. So there are things that are happening in the world that you can pop in on and say something about.
That's true. You can always just make a statement and just
it's a
send it out there. You just never know who.
Yeah, exactly. And fatherhood is something you definitely talk about every day. So you can, you got 365 paintings.
What? Something's always happening with my kids. Yeah, it's something just to say something. Yeah.
Yep. So you do a healthy mix too.
Got me started now, man. Yeah. Now I'm excited.
Well, good. That's why. Well, I get excited looking.
Because people are on me. Don't forget about the fatherhood stuff. And I was like, yeah. But now I can verbally keep going on with that, but paint here now for a second. Just had to get away from it for a minute. So, but yeah. You can schedule that out on Hootsuite. Hootsuite, you can schedule stuff on Facebook, by the way, as well. And you can schedule stuff on just about any social media. That's crazy.
So you can have a little bit. So it's a great tool for people. Mm-hmm. It's called Hootsuite.
Okay.
And there's another one I'll mention too. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have a little article at the end of this, or a little section at the end of this. I'm going to go over 10 social media tools that'll help people to save time. But I'll tell you another one that you can use is one called Buffer. And Buffer is when you come across articles that you see that are important. And you can click on that, and you can schedule those articles to post later at some point later.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so share it
and share it.
Okay.
And that's called curating content. Like at a museum where somebody curates somebody's art, they bring it in and care for it. Well, you're doing that with information.
Cool.
And so you can curate other people's art and other people's content on various social issues, because you're pretty social, as well as your wife's pictures, and various baked goods. You mix in. Tell me your philosophy, like on mixing in your personal life with your art on Facebook too. How do you like? Where do you draw the line? Why do you think it's important?
I think people responded more when I was transparent. I mean, you don't share everything, but when I feel like something's relevant, or feel like something, almost anything that's going on with any of it, somebody else's experience. And so I think people just connect with the realness and just know that, life is going on besides just standing at the easel. And I wish it was like that. I was at the easel all day, but I just, I share as much as I can without, worrying about my wife feeling like I'm being too exposed. She's the buffer. She's like, sometimes I'll put something out. She's like, you need to take that off. And then I'll go, yeah, you're right. And I'll go delete it.
It crosses the line.
Yeah. But with the fatherhood image, I mean, when I was doing that whole thing and just being open with what was going on. Yeah. It just felt right.
Yeah.
So, and I think, like I said, people just respond to knowing that, you're still an everyday person, and everyday mess is happening with you as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I feel up on your life. I follow you for your art, but then I see things about your life too, and I feel a little up on that. Like your coaching. I just saw that the other day, that you're going to coach.
Assistant coach.
Assistant coach, right? Okay,
less pressure.
Good.
I don't have to remember to bring everything. Yeah.
And then I even know that there was a couple years ago, your son dressed up as John Washington Carver.
Right.
Awesome. Was that for how?
No, just for a history project.
History project at school.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was great. So, I can't remember the exact content or context of it, but I remember that, and I thought it was awesome.
And I should have plenty to say now with a 14-year-old daughter at home. Good
right.
Gracious. I would definitely be tweeting about her, man.
As a stress.
Yeah, to keep me laughing, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So their lives make it into there as well.
Yeah.
And that's great. We get to see that you're traveling and doing exhibits, so it's like, I think your Facebook is a great example of like how Facebook should be. It just really shows people like, here's a little bit of, here's what I do, but then here's me pulling back the curtain, and here's my personal life as well. So I'm a real person.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. So for artists out there, and for other people that want to share what they're doing, any particular tips you want to give them, or what's your mindset or your strategy been for social media that you think's helped you to take things to the next level?
I think for me, getting away with posting unfinished images works, because more people know about my stuff now and they like to see the process. Somebody newer, I usually suggest sharing your best, whatever it is at that point, just sharing But social media is great because like people are like, I want to get out there. How do I let people? I was like, you gotta let people know you exist. So, if you draw and paint something, post it. And because that's before the internet, when I was at Grambling in early '90s, it didn't exist, but people still remember me because every day I walked around campus with my portfolio on my shoulder and drew all over my pants. So I was the artist on campus. So now you get to do that with the internet. You can just literally sit in a room anywhere in the world and just post, and people will see you. So, yeah, I mean, this is like the best time for somebody visual, I think, because they're open to the world just by a click.
That's great.
Yeah, so I would definitely say use Instagram, Facebook, for sure. And now people are posting images on Twitter, but if visually, yeah, definitely Instagram, Facebook. Just share what you're doing.
Great. And then for the business, for the bakery, and for that part of the business, what's been the philosophy there and the mindset there?
I think really, my wife is learning more and more. Kind of like the whole thing of cookbook. You make it look appealing, like to where you say, "Wow, I need to get in my car and go get that," or so. Yeah, just putting up really good shots and just sharing enough verbal information, information that people know that, yeah, we are a bake shop, but we're also, a place with a heart. So we also want people to connect to us, on a human level. And then, because people want to support people they like, so we're definitely mindful of that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I know about employees that said goodbye,
Yeah.
And the new counter that you got from your friend. Who's your friend? What's your friend's name?
Jermaine with Mwanzi. Yeah.
Mwanzi.
He just redid our.
I don't see him as much on social media, but he does some beautiful stuff.
Yeah, he does post on Instagram. At least a couple times a day.
That's great.
He doesn't follow your chart, but
that's fine. That's fine.
His clients really respond to. I mean, he connects with his clients, which is working great for him. And he's a one man guy, so I think if he got super busy, he'd be a mess. But he's doing great things, man. So yeah, it's working for him.
Good. Well, good. So then, those are a couple good examples. Like if you're an independent entrepreneur, if you've got a larger business with employees, a retail location, people could follow you, and I think you'd be a perfect example of the right way to use social media. You'd be a great example for people. And so hopefully they've gotten a few tips from this show, and they can also. If you want to hear more from Cbabi, we're going to talk more about children and fatherhood in our other upcoming show called Real Life Heroes, and you can hear more from him and about his art projects there in just a few weeks. And thanks for coming.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, don't forget. By the way, you get a gallery open. Where's the gallery?
Yes, I have a studio.
Studio.
It's 2222 Jefferson in South St. Louis. Yeah, so I've had a studio since July, and we're having two artists in, one from Atlanta, one from LA. My man Pete, who was in the studio first, he's bringing these two artists in. I decided to make that my night for my grand opening because people have been wondering where it is. So now it's art all over the place, so it's ready to go. So
you can't miss it if you're in St. Louis. You drive down Jefferson Street, you look,
four big eyeballs.
Look to the east, and there it is, 2222.
Yeah,
right, Jefferson. Right. Yeah, you cannot miss it. It's totally worth going into. A lot of interesting stuff in there. So so if you can make it, the grand opening is even if you can't make the grand opening, which is coming up here on
Saturday the 24th.
Okay,
from
good.
7 to 10.
From 7 to 10. If you can't make that, if you're in St. Louis, stop by. And they can see your stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Great, and then pop over not too far down across the way.
One exit off the highway.
Yeah, and then hop over to 39th Street and have some cupcakes and an awesome vegetarian burger.
There you go.
Yeah, great. Thanks for coming here.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks. So Cbabi is fantastic, isn't he? I highly recommend, as one of the number one tools that I could recommend, social media-wise, is to follow some good people like him and his wife, as they will serve for you an excellent example of how to utilize social media. So follow them and then take heed of how they go about and get it done. In addition to following good people on social media, there's a few other tools that I can mention that will help you to make the most of it. One of which I mentioned was Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a programming tool that you can use in social media that will allow you to schedule out future posts. This is really handy where you can actually schedule out maybe 30 posts for the coming week on various mediums, and it will help you to supplement what you are doing as the day goes by. A big part of social media is doing enough posts to get attention. Of course, these posts should be relevant, and you should have some different campaigns named out that you're doing throughout the course of your week. This could include Getting to Know Me on a Personal Level campaign, which shows some of the personal aspects of your life that people may find of interest, such as your activities with your kids, your animals, and the like. These are peppered in with the other activities that you're involved with. In Cbabi's case, he does this, and another campaign is obviously to show his art. Besides showing your own products, you could take an example of what Cbabi does, and he shows other people in his industry and shows their products that he admires. You too could share the works of people that you admire as one of your campaigns. Social commentary is another part of what Cbabi does. This is something that you could do from your viewpoint, and keep in mind when you're doing this that there's maybe some of your audience that doesn't always agree with what you have to say. So intelligently engage in social commentary. Having these various types of campaigns in mind will help you to program out posts throughout the week and to have your mind on the type of things that you'll want to post as your day goes by. And again, the tool to help you with these additional posts to supplement your regular posts is Hootsuite. Another great tool for social media is Google Alerts. Google Alerts will help you to monitor the whole internet for new content. You can type in a given phrase, and Google Alerts will send you emails whenever new content for that particular item shows up. For instance, I have my name punched in to Google Alerts. So whenever I'm mentioned anywhere on the internet in something new, I receive an alert. I can program Google Alerts as to how often I want to receive that, what sources I'm interested in, what languages, what regions, and how many results I'm interested in receiving. Google Alerts can help you so you can program in certain topics, such as current event topics that you may want to stay up on. Also, possibly certain thought leaders in a given industry, like say certain artists or writers on social media, whatever would be appropriate for your industry. Anything you could think of, you can program into Google Alerts, and you can have it send you these alerts daily, weekly, or monthly to give you additional information that you can share on social media. Now, why do you want to use a tool like Google Alerts? Well, besides sharing your own content, you want to do what's called curate content. Now, a curator is someone who collects up items, cares for them, and puts them on display for the public, like a curator at a museum. In this case, what you're doing is you're curating information and sharing that information in your own social media feeds. People will follow other people because of the type of information that they curate. It's a quick way for people to find the kind of information that they're looking for simply by following the type of people who find it for them. Another great tool, and the last one I'm going to give you for today, is a tool called PicMonkey. PicMonkey is an incredible social media tool. We've all seen those pictures out there on the internet that have great quotes in them, such as the ones I mentioned that Rain creates using her baked goods and a nicely calligraphied card with a famous quote from some famous person in the past. You can use other people's quotes or your own quotes or quotes from your favorite author and include them in a beautiful picture or a funny picture, or just something you want to say, a caption on a particular picture. You can brand these with your website, and who knows how far they'll go on the internet. The sharing goes on and on. PicMonkey is a fantastic tool that allows you to create these types of pictures without the need to invest in expensive marketing tools like Photoshop. Plus, nowhere near the learning curve. So there you go. There's a start for you on some simple tools that you can use to improve your social media. 1, follow people that are great examples. They'll give you great ideas. 2, use a tool like Hootsuite to help you program out supplementary content so that you don't always have to think every day of the amount of content that you need to be posting. Some of it can be done automatically. Use a tool like Google Alerts to help you to find content to share, the kind of stuff that people would expect you to be sharing. And finally, PicMonkey as a tool to help you to share interesting images that actually say something. People love photos. They love images. And PicMonkey will help you to brand and make something of images for your business. So there's some great tools for you. One of the things we also offer here at Response Targeted Marketing is a social media evaluation. If you'd like us to take a look at your social media and meet with you and show you exactly what we can do for you, just go to reallivemarketing.com and sign up for one of our social media evaluations. One of our people will contact you very quickly and get this set up so you can take your social media to the next level. That's reallivemarketing.com, social media evaluation. Thanks for joining me this week on Real Live Marketing. Look forward to seeing you again next week.